It says we're live.
Yes, it does. Let's see here. Record on computer just to make sure. All right. Welcome, one and all. Happy Monday. As you can see, we have a special guest today. We are very blessed and lucky to have Lisa Kelly once again.
Hey
And
guys.
today is Matchmaker Monday. It does look like we're streaming okay. It's working. Technology is working the way it should be. Give us a thumbs up or even a heart if you're excited for our special guest today. And what Lisa is going to share with us is how she's using something called Homekeeper and an app and service that they provide more value to her local community and not only to the consumers in her community and her clients and her potential clients and so forth, but also to the small business owners that make her community, tick, that drive the economy in her community. Before we dig into that, I just want to share a couple of things, thoughts, and so forth. Number one, I haven't said this in a little while, but these live sessions are intended to be kind of a smorgasbord. In other words, just because we're bringing you an idea doesn't mean you have to feel obligated to implement that into your business.
Right.
This idea and what Lisa's doing might resonate with you, and it might be something that you want to add as another way of connecting with your audience and providing value to your community. But it might not be, and that's okay, right? We're just trying to give you different
Right.
options, and it's up to you to decide based upon your business and your market and so forth what you want to adopt and build out, and maybe what you want to put to the side for now or maybe forever. Maybe it's just something that never, and I'm not saying today is, but don't ever feel, and I think I'm saying this in part because I was feeling stress and pressure this morning and realizing that a lot of it was like self-inflicted stress of things that I was wanting to get done, that weren't even necessarily necessary at the time. Yeah, so don't ever feel obligated to implement everything that we're going through on these. Far from it. What I would recommend, pick and choose what makes sense. Now, it's Matchmaker Monday. This is a little bit different way of thinking of it, but I figured out a way to tie the Matchmaker Monday thing in. But I did want to say something specific to that idea before then we kind of switch gears. And I just want you to get into Monday, a mindset of always thinking this matchmaking mentality. And I'll give you a story from yesterday. My wife, um, in conversation with some of her female friends, her girlfriends, it came up that one of them is getting a divorce and needs to sell their house. Unfortunate. Obviously, never like to hear that. But she not immediately. She then said, "Hey, do you have somebody that might want to buy it?" And at first, I was like, I don't think so. But because it planted the seed, about 10 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I do have someone. I have someone that had been asking to be in this specific neighborhood area, in this specific price range, and with the criteria of their house. And so it's the matchmaker idea, or uh, uh, I forget the other phrase that we use, the phrase, but the matchmaking idea, market making. The market making idea is, it's more a mentality, a mindset than anything, right? Because the way you go about being a matchmaker can look differently. So, for example, today Lisa is playing matchmaker between the small business owners in her community and the people that she's serving from a consumer perspective, and her past clients and her future clients, all of the leads in her database. And so we're taking it a step further, or in a slightly different direction. So Lisa has a document kind of outlining her marketing plan for all of this, and then some examples of the benefits and what you get with the Homekeeper app. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa. I'm going to kind of moderate the comments and the questions and so forth. And Lisa, feel free whenever you're ready to share your screen and take us through what you're doing, the cool stuff you've got going on with HomeKeeper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, guys, something very important here. This is free, 100% free. It doesn't cost you a dime. And HomeKeeper gives you so many wonderful marketing things. Let's jump in. I'm going to share my screen now.
So I heard you say that, but so what's the trial for? Because isn't there a paid version of it or something?
I'm unaware of the paid version. I've never paid anything, and I've got all this stuff.
Awesome.
I mean, if there's a paid version, I'm unaware of it.
Okay.
I'm sure, like with everything, there is some kind of paid version somewhere, but I've never paid anything for this ever.
Beautiful.
And they give you all this stuff. First of all, let me just elaborate a little bit further what the HomeKeeper app is. Okay, it's a free app that you have all of your service vendors housed on. And I know everybody has, you know, if you're like me, I always had all my service vendors that, you know, that I've trusted, you know, that I've been using, trusted throughout the years, just on my phone. If someone just said, hey, Lisa, do you know a guy who, you know, does AC or plumbing or electrician, you know, I just dial it up on my phone and say, yeah, here, let me share the contact with you. Sure. Well, the HomeKeeper app has all those vendors on there. And you can give this app to all of your clients. And I hear often too, they say, well, what's the difference between that and, say, you know, the national brands, you know, like what's one, like Home Advisor, or, you know, whatever those commercials are on TV. The difference is, guys, these are people who you know locally, that you trusted, that you've used, and that you're sharing with your clients, and you're keeping the business local. That's the difference. Also, this app does some really cool stuff for your clients as well. If you have a chance, go back and look at the explainer video, and I also did my own little video as well, as an explainer video, but it does a lot more than that. And all this stuff is, of course, branded to you, totally free. One of the things that it does is it gives your people reminders. Hey, it's your 6-month AC checkup time. Josh is sending you, you know, a reminder. And here's who you used last time. But if you don't want to use this guy, you know, here's several more. Okay. It also keeps all of their, like their appliances, all their home warranties. I mean, all that stuff, all in one app. I really encourage you guys to watch the explainer video, because this app really does a lot for them. Again, 100% free and branded to you. So you can get, and I put the link here for you. It also connects through Messenger. Let's see, enabling. What did I put in here? It automatically shares content. That's another thing too. And I'll go over the page in a second. You know how we're all the time trying to think of content to post on our Facebook pages, you know, just to have, I call it filler content. You know, I use KCM. You know, KCM is great. They have some really great filler content. You know, they post for you automatically. Well, HomeKeeper does the same thing. And I'll show you a couple of examples of that. Again, guys, free. So let me go over real quick to the HomeKeeper app itself. Where'd it go?
By the way, folks, I'm going to post the link to the document that Lisa is walking us through. I'll put it in the comments, and after the fact, I should be able to add it to the description as well. And someone, Jason, asked about, does it work in Canada? It does look like it does work in Canada, and in fact, it may have even originated in Canada, Jason. So I think you should be able to use it.
Let me go ahead and sign in, because Josh and I were talking about a few things, and I had all these tabs open, and I got kind of sidetracked here. Anyhow, here's your dashboard. When you go into this, when you set up your profile and all that, you can put your logo in there, all your information, so everything is branded to you. I've already got 230 vendors in there. Oh, and by the way, I got an email from Homekeeper about 2 weeks ago as a, I guess, COVID-19 gift to us, who actually has the app. They will put all your vendors in here for you for free, which I thought was really, really awesome, because I paid my daughter to do it. Because it's just a tedious process to take everything out of your phone and, you know, all your vendors out of your phone and put them in the app. They will do it for you free. And they said, even if you have them written down on a napkin, they'll do it for you. You know, just,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, because if you've got several hundred vendors in your phone that you need to put in this app, send them all to them and they'll put them in there for you. Awesome, awesome deal. And I think that's through the month of May that they're doing that, but I'm sure they'll extend it. But anyhow, I've got 48 clients so far, which I've only been doing this for just a short period of time. And, you know, so it's been pretty well received. They also give you a couple of widgets to put on your, to embed on your website, which is pretty darn cool. I'll show you what that looks like. Let me move us over so I could. Okay, there we go. But this is what the widget looks like when you put it on your website. They can, and you give them the link to your website and any kind of marketing or whatever. They could go here anytime they want. I went ahead and put like AC specialist in there and the zip code, and then you just hit search. Well, the first ones that come up are going to be the ones that you recommend, and they'll have your little picture by them. But if they don't want to use those, they could just hit more, which I already did when I was showing Josh this, and all these other ones pop up. So it's really, really cool. And if you get a service vendor, by the way, that does not have, let me see if I can go back. If you get a service vendor, say that in the category is not here, say they, and I do have a couple of them. I have actually a couple of estate planners that goes in here, and I don't have an estate planner, and I've got to build one. You can build a new category here very easily. So that's something pretty cool. But let me go back to the outline we have here. Oh, before I do that, let me just show you a few of the blog contents that they give you. These are some examples that they post to your Facebook for you free and automatically. And it's, you know, pretty similar to what Keeping Current Matters does as well. But just these little blog posts they post on your Facebook, and it's pretty good information actually. Another thing that it does, where we go? Another thing that they give you is marketing materials. If you don't want to make your own, which I've made my own, but if you didn't want to make your own, just use these flyers and post them on Facebook. They give you several to choose from. They say it's your gift to them, and truly it is a gift because they don't have to pay for it. It's free and it gives them great value. Also, there's one for, I believe, sellers in here, or home for clients. For vendors, here we go. Here's one for vendors. If you had a vendor, you know, and you wanted to add them to the list, just send them this, okay, with your special link. All they have to do is fill out the form. And by the way, guys, if you do get a request from a vendor wanting to be added to your app, please vet them. This is a reflection on you that you are recommending these people to your clients or your prospective clients. Make sure that they're, you know, they're licensed, or, you know, they have a following, good reviews on Google, all that. You know, take a few minutes to vet them. Just not Joe Blow down the street, you know, saying, I want to be on your app.
Yeah.
So anyhow, let's go back to the outline here. Some of the things that I'm doing to market the Homekeeper app. Do we have any questions so far, by the way?
So someone asked how they make money. It appears as though once you have a certain number of clients, you actually have to pay to go beyond that point. But
1,000.
yeah, well, yeah, I guess they do it by default. But if you click on update plan, it shows that if you have more than 100, you have to. So it's kind of confusing.
I
I
have
don't know
never
if they're
paid a
doing some
dime.
kind of, what's that?
I've never paid a dime. Never.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, like in when you're logged into it,
Uh-huh.
it does say that, you know, once you hit 100 clients in the app, that it's 190, it's $20 per month. But
Oh, clients. I
mine
thought you meant
says
vendors.
what yours
Oh.
says.
Mhm.
Mine says what yours says though, which is that it's got 1,000. It can be up to 1,000. So I'm not sure if that's different or what has changed.
I
with
don't
that.
know. But I think it would take you a while to get there.
Yep. Totally.
You know, in the meantime, get some mileage. If you need to, you know, if that's true, get some mileage out of this because you're offering value, you know, to your prospective clients. You know, you're saying I am connected in the community. I am giving you my best. You know, my best vendors, whatever. You know,
100%.
you know, and they can't get that anyplace else. I mean, they could get it off like, you know, one of those national brands, but those national brands, the people pay to be put on those things. People don't pay to be put on here. But anyhow, if you have a chance, I put the link, and this is not letting me click it. Is it? Will it let me click it? Yeah, it'll let me click it. Okay. This is just a little ad that I made. That I made a little explainer video. I won't play it for you. Oops, let me pause it. Just made a little explainer video, very short. Okay, put the homeowner's link in there, the business link in there, and also this link goes to the blog if they happen to go to that. But that's just the Facebook post, and it seems to be doing pretty well. I've got 250 playthroughs on it already. Okay. And it's been pretty well. It's done pretty well, I think, for the short period of time I've had it. Another thing that I'm doing to market it, let me go back here, is I use it as my weekly email blast. You know, we talk about sending out a broadcast email and a broadcast text every single week. You know, this would be an excellent thing to use as your broadcast email and your broadcast text. And I did one for both of them, actually. If you want to copy this verbatim, please feel free to do so.
Yeah.
Can you see, is it pretty tinky tiny though?
Well, but they have the doc in the comments, and I'll add the document to the description for those watching after the fact, so they can see the full.
Okay.
The full
Also, too,
certificate.
guys, when you're doing your broadcast emails like this, you know, if you're running your emails through a CRM and you have the option of putting in any type of video, do it. And also, if you had the option of putting in additional buttons, if you see down here, I put down additional buttons down here. Give them stuff to choose from. Make it colorful as possible. Make it eye-catching, and give them reason. And just give. I can't stress that enough. Just give it to them. You've got to prove your value and your worth to them, and until they trust you, period. Josh taught me that.
Right on.
So that is the, okay, that's the email. Where is the text? Here's the text. Here's the text that I did. Actually, I think I used this one last week, and I agree with you, Josh, that Bitly link was just way too long, and I've got to do something about that, and I will. You had mentioned last week that my Bitly link was too long.
Yeah.
But it was well received anyhow.
Regardless, yeah.
Yeah. But again, I use this as my broadcast text. It's a great thing to, to again, give something free app. People love free stuff, right? Also too, and this might be a little bit too much for some people. And Josh, you tell me if we're going too far here. But I also do share this in all your groups, all the free groups, do all the free stuff first, share it in groups, share it anywhere you can on your personal page, your Facebook page, any yard sale. I personally belong to a group, Lakeland Business Leaders was called Bridge now, but we have a lot of affiliates that I share all this stuff with. Also too, if you do Instagram or Instagram TV for your vids, for your video, even if you take a portion of the Homekeeper explainer video and use their explainer video instead of making your own, do that if you don't want to make your own, and post it on IGTV and make a Instagram post out of it. And I can show you what that looks like in a second. Also too, if you use, I like using Ripple. I've said this before in the past, and the reason why I like using Ripple is number one, it's super dirt cheap for a tremendous amount of value. That and Canva are my two favorite go-to graphic platforms. But the reason why I like Ripple so much is because you can make this post only one time and have it go to multiple platforms at once. And so that's what I do. I do an abbreviated form of the video, because you can put video in Ripple now, yay, and post it to LinkedIn, do a regular Instagram post, any other Facebook pages you happen to be happen to have the brand on, and Twitter, all at one time. You could also save it to your computer and put it on YouTube even if you want. And then the Homekeeper flyers, you can make your own. And we've already talked about the website. That's super important because you want to try to run as much as you possibly can through your website and everything you do, everything. The reason for that is hopefully you've got your Google Pixel and all your pixels on your website, right? So even if they go to your website and they don't hang around, you've got them pixeled, right? And so what do we do with those people? We retarget to them, right? Yay.
And so this brings up, I think, a larger point. If you're going to use this, go really deep with it, right? And it goes back to something I said at the beginning. I would rather you pick a few things and go really deep than to go really wide and only an inch deep with a bunch of different things. So if this is a strategy and something that you're going to use in your business as a pillar, go really deep with it. Implement as much or all of what's outlined here, not immediately, not today, right? But make sure that you are, again, if you're going to do this or anything for that matter, go deep with it, commit to it, do it, consistently. So Lisa, for example, consistently looking for more vendors to add into the app, getting more clients into the app, and getting user base on it, right? It's not going to do you any good if you set it up and don't do anything with it, right? I mean, just the existence of it isn't going to generate you more business. It's you proactively working and marketing it as another asset for your business, as another connection point for you with your consumers, but also with your vendors, right? Because your vendors can be great referral partners.
Right. They
may need to buy or sell, not may, at some point, they're going to need to buy or sell a home, maybe as an investment or their personal property, whatever. It's entrenching you even more in your community. So if you're going to run with it and go deep with it and go all in with it.
Right. Absolutely. You know, one of the other things too, you know, we talked about getting that Google juice, you know, from your website. You know, I'm a firm believer in all that. You know, you could even do simple Google vid promotion ads. And what I mean by that is, and this is, I'm talking to people who actually that are maybe making videos and have a YouTube channel and all that. You can put this on your YouTube channel and do a Google promo ad for $1 a day. I mean, it's super, super cheap. And basically what that does is it puts your video or whatever you're doing.
Oh, I lost Lisa. I don't
On
know.
the
Oh, there we
side
go.
of whoever, you know, to give them an, you know, an option, you know, and it's, you know, material related. Maybe they were watching a video on how to find a plumber. I don't know. And they see your video, clicked on it, bam. And the impressions you get for just $1 a day, just doing that. And you do that straight from YouTube, by the way. It's so simple. It takes me like literally 2.5 minutes because it's only like 3 clicks. It's done. $1 a day. That's how easy it is. And if you want me to show you how to do that later on down the road, I can show you how to do that, but it's so, so easy.
Awesome.
And I wanted to show you too, people resonate with different marketing, as we know. And I'm really, Josh, by the way, I hate to this sound like a broken record, but I really want you to get that IG guy on with us, you know, if you can.
Paul, yes, we tentatively scheduled for this week. Yep.
Yeah, because I so need that. I mean, I'm getting into it because I'm finding that, especially that 23 to 37 on Instagram a lot more now than they are on Facebook. And I'm kind of keeping an eye on the analytics on that. And I really don't know the reason for it, actually, because the platform itself and the graphics are so much different. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about, but you have to format this differently as well. Let me just show you an example of that. These are just regular Instagram. We're going to go to Instagram TV. Okay, here's all my Instagram TV ones. For example, here's the one for Homekeeper. And I just posted this a few days ago. I got 27 people looking at it, which is great. Okay.
It's free. I mean, the 27 people viewed it and it cost you nothing.
Zero.
How long would it take you to call those 27 people though?
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Right.
I don't know. And 45 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and I point that out because sometimes people get discouraged. I made this video and only 13 people watched it. Well, it took you 2 minutes to make the video and it would have taken you 2 hours to call those 13 people. Not necessarily 2 hours, but if you get somebody to answer and you have a long conversation, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I'm just highlighting the importance and the value of video.
Absolutely. But, you know, we look at YouTube videos, we look at Facebook videos, but look at how you have to do it on Instagram TV. To me, it doesn't, I personally don't like it, but I'm old, but millennials love it. See how it does? I mean, it's not centered, it's just not appealing to me, but they love it. I don't know why, but they do. You know, also too, make sure you put all your hashtags in there. That's important too. That's how it's found. Just Instagram is a whole different animal altogether. And I'm sure that your Instagram guy is going to give some great insights. I can't wait. I really can't wait. But anyhow, that's what that is. Let's go back to let's stay on topic here. As a follow-up, okay, you can parlay who engage with you can re-engage those people, okay? Let me see how, let me see what this is. Say you watch, because you could watch what they're doing on here. That's another good thing that you can do with this. You could, every time they get their service, their AC service, or they call a plumber, whatever. Okay, you could actually watch your people's app and whatever. And if you see that they're having a problem, okay, maybe they've had a plumber come out 3 times this past week or whatever, help them out, call them up and say, hey man, are you having a problem with your AC? Let me try to help you out. The guy on your HomeKeeper app didn't work, or you can't, or he's not working, or you couldn't schedule him or whatever. Let me try to help you out, type of thing. Just offering community service. That's all. But you could follow up by doing little articles like this, with them, or send them an article. So I think that's it. That's all I had.
Yeah. So again, for those of you interested, this document's got a lot of great stuff for you. You can see and model what Lisa's doing. I'll get it added to the description. It's already in the comments, but it's easier to reference and sometimes easier to find in the description versus in the comments. We'll get it added in there and check it out. Again, not saying that this is something that you should do, but it might be something that makes sense for you, and another connection point for you to build and be the community linchpin, which is what we all really should be, is the person in your community that is there to help consumers with their home buying and selling needs, but also to help provide them with help and service and things like that, and be the leader of the community. And this is a great digital way for you to do that, and something at least worth consideration and taking a look at. So Lisa,
and
as
free.
always, thank you. Yeah. As always, thank you so much for your time and your willingness to share.
Absolutely.
We so much appreciate that. And we've got a great.
I've told them this before, Josh. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I've told everybody this before. Anything I have, you guys can have. Just let me know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Your giving spirit and your giving heart is greatly appreciated by our community. So thank you.
Guess who taught me that?
Yeah, well, I doubt I taught it to you. Maybe, yeah, reminded or whatever. Who knows? Anyhow, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody for hanging out and for the questions and the comments. We have a great schedule for the rest of the week, and we'll keep everybody posted on all of that. And let's all get out there and crush it this week. It's already 12:40 here on the East on Monday. But let's make the best of the rest of the week for everybody. And as always, if you need anything or you have any thoughts or ideas or questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm always excited to hear from all of you. You can send me a private message, shoot me an email, call or text me, whatever the case may be. I'm here to do my best to help and serve all of you. So thanks again, Lisa, and we'll talk tomorrow.
Stay safe, everyone.